This is In the Loop with Betty Lou. The countdown begins right now.
Welcome. Now, turning to airlines, a proposed merger between US Airways and AMR is heating up this week. We're watching US Airways stock. As for what could happen to the workers after such a move, we had Miller Buckfire investment banker John McKenna. This is what he had to say about that.
They're basically going to put a plan on the table that creates more value for American stakeholders. They're going to go to each constituent and show them that this is a better deal for them. What did they do for the pilots? They went and they said, we're going to give you raises. What did they do to flight attendants? We're going to give you raises. And they're basically going to go to every single constituent and offer them more that American Airlines is offering them in their standalone plan.
Well, my next guest is also a banker, but in an out-of-the-box move, airline employees have hired him to fight for them as American and US Air look to merge. He's Peter Kaufman, a banker and turnaround specialist at Gordian Group, back with us in the loop. Thank you so much, Peter, for joining us. Now, you've been hired by the union, though, on the AMR side, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, and this is an unusual move. I mean, how rare is this for a union to hire the advice of a banker?
Well, bankers, but Jim Little, the head of the Transport Workers Union, is a very smart guy, and he decided he wanted to fight fire with fire, and he wanted to get some of the advice that usually the 1% gets, and he wants that for the 99%. So we've been in the trenches with sort of a dream team of advisors advising them.
Now, the TWU have already expressed support for US Airways merger, right? They have.
Yes, but I would say it's contingent on seeing what the final thing looks like. Is the treatment going to be better than what we are also trying to negotiate with American? We're keeping our options open, but yes, we are supportive of that dialogue moving along.
So what does the union want? What do the workers want?
Jobs. Union has been incredibly constructive over the last 9 or 10 years with AMR. Have given billions in concessions, and we've got baggage handlers and mechanics who keep the plane safe.
So they want to guarantee that their jobs will stay in place?
They want jobs, and they don't want of corporations, who we usually advise, to make labor roadkill through crushing them in a bankruptcy process.
Okay, so what has US Airways so far said to the union? What have you heard?
I'm not going to get into the specifics of what US Air has said, but I will tell you that we preach at Gordian Group for all of our clients, boards of directors, and now the TWU, options and optionality. So we're fighting hard to minimize the pain of this very difficult situation for our workers and their families by creating options. One option is we're negotiating with AMR, even as we speak, about the latest, best and final proposal. Okay. We are fighting in bankruptcy court as of yesterday, Americans' attempt to crush and eliminate the labor contract, and we've been in discussions with the TWU. Now, I will tell you that the way these tactics and strategies work, the fact that we're having those discussions with US Air is certainly helping our negotiating leverage with American on the standalone plan labor deal.
Right, on that own labor deal. Now, what if, though, what if it's not possible to keep jobs? What if there has to be some layoffs? Is there anything in compensation that would be satisfactory for the union?
No, we are focused on keeping as many jobs as possible. That's our role. All the creditors at the table have different goals.
Okay, keeping as many jobs as possible, but is there an option, or is there a scenario where there would be some acceptance that there could be some layoffs then as a result of a merger?
I'm really not going to deal in that sort of understandable hypothetical. We are working hard to keep the jobs, and we want to go where the best deal for our workers is, be it American, TWU, US Air, or something else. But we're also mindful our workers will make the decision. We want to give them options on what to have. We understand well at Gordian Group that bankruptcy court is incredibly hostile to labor and labor contracts, so the workers are going to have to keep that in mind when they vote on whatever Jim Little puts in front of them that he's negotiated with AMR.
Any timeline yet, or no timeline yet on that?
I think that's pretty soon.
Okay. All right, pretty soon. Can't get more specific than that, though.
I can't get more specific than that.
Okay. All right, Peter, thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Peter Kaufman from the Gordian Group. And still ahead, how to prevent another financial collapse.